Beautiful. Now, Paige and her fiance, Jason, will be getting married right here in our backyard on a Hallmark Primetime Home and Family special. Oh, that's such a beautiful photo. It's airing on the Hallmark Channel June the 22nd. Don't forget, June the 22nd, Paige.
Okay,
yes,
I'll be there.
8 p.m.
else going on
7
that day?
Central.
No? Good.
That's it.
She's open.
Yeah.
All right, so we're really excited about it. Ken and I have pooled our ideas together to make this really beautiful chandelier for Paige's wedding. As you know, she wants to have a rustic wedding, but you want it to be chic as well and a little modern at the same time. So we had to get our heads together to figure out how we can do this. We also were conscious of the cost, so we wanted to make sure that we were able to do this, and it will be beautiful for you.
It is
so,
gorgeous.
all right, Ken, we're going to start with you on the chandelier.
So, you know, the whole hanging chandelier covered in flowers, it's a very chic look, it's a very current look. We wanted to mix the elegance of really refined flowers with a rustic chandelier. So we actually got this here at Universal, but if you're to do this at home, you can go out and buy a chandelier from like Lowe's for $70, or check yard sales and flea markets where you can pick them up for little or nothing. And then we wanted to add the floral foam oasis on the bottom, which gives you that foundation for the flower. So I took care of that earlier today. We have a video of me pulling that all together. So what you're going to want to do is get your oasis. Sometimes they come with that bottom piece, sometimes they don't. You want it with the oasis, which is the green stuff, down. Now you want to use covered floral wire, which is just like your regular thin floral wire, but it's going to be covered in paper or plastic, and what that will do is the wire won't rust and it will protect your chandelier.
Oh, there's
so get a handy assistant like Jessica to help you hold it up underneath the bottom, and all you're gonna do is cut lengths of the floral wire, wrap it around and secure it, and then tuck the ends back in so they're not sticking out when you put in the flowers. Check the pound weight on the wire, so you make sure you have enough wire to hold the weight, but the whole thing shouldn't be more than 15 pounds, so that's how you start it off. And now what you want to do before you put that oasis up there, you want to prep the oasis. So you do want to soak it. Soak it for about 20 minutes to half an hour until air bubbles stop coming up through the oasis. Take it out and let it drip dry for an hour or two, and then put it in place so it's ready to go. You won't need to worry.
Well, I know Christina's ready to get to work because she's taking jewelry off.
My taking this off.
Rolled up the sleeve.
All right, I'm going to hang it on the chandelier.
Let's talk about flowers next. What did you choose and why?
Well, we chose the flowers according to Paige's desires. Roses are very important to her. The hydrangeas as well. We put some peonies in it because peonies, I understand, you want to have in your bouquet.
Yes.
So we wanted to incorporate it into the chandelier, and then also all the excess flowers that we have in here. Ken we're going to be using it extra to do our tabletops.
Right. So it's going to tie everything in together.
Yeah, and now we'll get into the pricing a little later on. But we use hydrangeas, which is another one of your favorite flowers, and that also adds volume to it. So these are really the flowers that she likes. We wanted to have like a hanging garden so you can see that it almost looks like a waterfall, and then we added these little whimsical touches of the Swarovski crystals, and that'll be beautiful at night when the lights are reflecting on it because we want it to look like little dewdrops.
This looks so romantic and so gorgeous and beyond what I was thinking, and I told them when I walked in, I felt like I got the butterflies.
Oh, thank you.
Like I feel,
she walked in, she's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
I turned into total bride. Oh my God, it's
like, who are you?
Yes. Well, it's like, there it is. It's like, oh, this is really happening.
Yes.
So let's talk about how you mount these flowers, Ken.
Yes.
All right, it's very easy, as Ken showed you.
So first, there's that. So first you've got to prep the flowers. So you want to get your flowers like a day ahead, and you want to actually cut them. Let me show you here. You want to cut the stems at a 45-degree angle, which will be the biggest surface for them getting water, just like that, and let them soak overnight.
Right.
Then the morning of the wedding, when you're doing the flowers, you want to then cut them again, so you've got about 3 or 4 inches, and then have them all cut, keep them to the side, have them all cut and ready to go, so you're not having to cut and arrange. You can focus on arranging.
Right.
And then how do you pick like which flowers go first? How do you arrange them?
Well, what I wanted to do here on the side of the chandelier is I wanted to add most of the bulk here. So what would do that the best? The hydrangeas. So well, the first thing we need to do, you were asking, the very first thing we need to do, this is an asparagus fir, but it's also a dysflexus. So that's what it's called, but it's you could call it an asparagus fir, but that's the name for it. So what we're going to do is to add volume to it. I need some more. I need some more.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Yeah, I need more. Here, hold that.
Whole bunch.
Yeah, Yeah, and what you do is you're going to wrap it around, because what this will do, just wrap it around the chandelier, and it's all right if it's hanging down like this. And we'll do some over here.
This
as
is a
well.
great tip because
Yeah.
it lets you use less flowers.
Less flowers,
So
exactly.
it'll sort of create the green landscape, and then you can punctuate.
Yeah, and see how easy it is just to put it. You don't have to worry about wrapping, making it too perfect, because you don't with this. This is the hydrangea that we're going to put here to add the bulk. Now I'm going to add it into the foam right in here, into the Oasis foam right there. And you know what, Ken, this is just a little bit too long, so I'm going to keep scissors
go.
around. And then what I like to do sometimes to save money, if you want to save money, I have one
Always?
of these.
Did you
Always.
Did you
Always.
pre-soak that ring?
No.
Did you say?
Oh, my little, this ring?
You pre-soak the ring? Yeah, your ring.
Yeah, my ring? No, not this.
Back to your jewelry. Okay, I thought that would come off too.
This is a hydrangea that's not, it's a fake flower. So I'm going to just stick that in there.
Fakey.
You won't even
No,
know.
but that green,
Crafty.
this green ring underneath, you soaked that beforehand,
Well,
right?
Ken was saying
Yeah.
how you
Yeah.
did that
That was-
before.
And actually,
Christina, where did you get these flowers?
the Hidden Garden.
Oh,
These
at
came
the
from
Hidden Garden, yes.
which
And
are
you know
great.
what? I forgot to tell you, they are also going to supply all of the flowers for your wedding.
Yay!
Isn't that beautiful?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's
And
so
they-
exciting.
yes.
Well, they're not
And
gonna
they
be
look
hid
like
for
this.
long. You have to know
I know.
that.
Yeah, they're
Everybody
so
will
generous.
know.
Oh, and this thing is falling down
Going
over
back
here.
to the silks,
I need.
Christina brought up a great tip that florists also use. If you can't touch it in your wedding, go with silk. So if these are hanging overhead, and if you can touch it, go with live. So if you're saving money, that's always a good little
Ken,
trick.
this is falling down here, so I need the wire for you to just take a wire
Where did
right
the
here.
cr-
The foam? Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah,
What?
where did these crystals come from? Or how do you
Oh, these
attach
are
the crystals?
Swarovski crystals, and they've donated all of the crystals.
That
Again,
came from Dreamtime
yeah,
Creations. They're great. They
Dreamtime
really.
Creations.
And is this fishing line that you have, or
Yes,
just
what
string?
what we did was we put it on a fishing line because we wanted to make them look like they were floating. And if you have the fishing line, you can't really see them from far away. They just look like they're just dangling right there.
And I have to say, I'm not a huge fan of crystals, but the way this is done, I think it is so modern and fresh because it does look like dewdrops. I
Yeah.
think it's excellent. That was
Can
Christina.
somebody ballpark this for me? How much would
Sure.
this cost if you went to a florist and said, here's what I want to do?
Go ahead, Ken. You can do
If
that.
you went to a florist, like just for them to come and do the flowers,
Yeah.
it's going to be about $500. Like just for them to show up to say, okay, and then you've got to pay for all the flowers, and you're going to be paying retail for the flowers. We got all of these flowers. The value of this is about $200, and we only used about half the flowers. So this thing is costing us $100 versus $700.
This is so pretty.
And look at that. That's
That all
like
came
drop
together
dead.
just
And you don't
now.
like even if it's not for a wedding, you could do this if you're having a tea party, a garden party. It's like gorgeous.
Beautiful.
But you see how
This
easy it is to put together. We're putting some on the inside too, so you can see some of it dropping from the
Well,
inside.
clearly that I'm
it
guessing
dropping
here
off.
because I haven't planned a wedding in a long time. Flowers are probably the biggest investment.
Well, we
you would make.
could.
Flowers and your photographer. Those are going to be
There,
your two
that's-
biggest, like, and depending
you go.
upon how
Gorgeous.
the dress.
Yeah, sure.
Gorgeous.